I'm Grace. I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of BBA Solutions / textbook brokers and the history of Barnes & Noble. In 1996, BBA Solutions became an off-campus provider of textbooks for Henderson State University in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. The mission of BBA Solutions / textbook brokers is superior customer service, a large used book inventory, and low prices. BBA added 5 additional stores over a 6-year period, increasing market share while learning to navigate a campus environment. Textbook brokers became the off-campus brand name for affordable textbooks at the University of Central Arkansas in Conway. In the early 2000s, BBA developed a custom point-of-sale tool to utilize in the e-commerce market. They were one of the first textbook companies to do so. Therefore, BBA Solutions has been an innovator in the college textbook market, which signaled their rapid growth. Now, I'm going to talk about BBA Solutions' commitment to sustainability. There is a growing amount of institutions becoming more aware of the effects of global warming, and institutions become more aware of the changes. As institutions become more aware of the changes that need to be made, BBA Solutions is also adapting to these changes. BBA is committed to the guidelines put forth by American college and university presidents' climate commitment to achieve climate neutrality. BBA's business model consists of reusing, reselling, and donating to A Better World books to lengthen the lifespan of textbooks, meanwhile creating affordable options for students. BBA Solutions is striving to reduce their global footprint while encouraging their partners to do the same by following the guidelines of ACUPCC. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble was started by Charles M. Barnes in his Illinois home in 1873. 100 years later, Leonard Riggio acquired the Barnes & Noble trade name and transformed it into the bookstore. Leonard Riggio began the Student Book Exchange in Greenwich Village in 1965. The store became one of the most sought after in New York. In the 1970s, Mr. Riggio acquired the trade name Barnes & Noble. It soon became the world's largest bookstore with 150,000 textbooks. Barnes & Noble was the first bookstore to advertise on television in 1974. The company began expanding in New York, Boston areas by acquiring smaller bookstores that were turned into Barnes & Noble discount stores. The larger store quickly became the favorite, and the smaller stores were phased out. When Barnes & Noble acquired these smaller bookstores, it gave them an advantage in their growing mail-order market. By the 1990s, the company became the big superstore it is today. They have an inventory of music, DVDs, gift products, and toys and games. The company also began selling Starbucks coffee. Barnes & Noble had its first IPO in 1993. Now Justin will talk a little bit about the strengths and weaknesses.
Thank you, Grace. Good afternoon. My name is Justin. As Grace mentioned, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the internal strengths and weaknesses that we see in textbook brokers, but I'm also going to touch a little bit more on their community involvement and some of their sustainability initiatives. So textbook brokers faces a lot of big name competition. They're also very skilled at taking steps to combat some of those threats. Textbook brokers not only values offering affordable textbook solutions to students on and off campuses, they understand that community involvement is critical to building lasting relationships on and off campus as well. Some of the programs that textbook brokers contribute to include Habitat for Humanity, the Ronald McDonald House, Make-A-Wish Foundation, as well as many local child advocacy groups, some performing arts centers, and numerous scholarship programs. Here at MTSU, you can see textbook brokers sponsoring giveaways and fun activities at sporting events, partnering with on-campus clubs for community service programs, and offering employment opportunities for students in the area. Textbook Brokers also understands that environmental sustainability is critical to moving forward in the communities and campuses they partner with. As a participating supporter of the American College and University President's Climate Commitment, they actively contribute to keeping environmental impact low and awareness high. Through this initiative, Textbook Brokers commits to adopting sustainability programs and empowering the higher education sector to create solutions and provide leadership by example for the rest of the community. These community involvement and sustainability initiatives set Textbook Brokers apart from other candidates and constitute a core set of strengths that make them the best choice for on-campus textbook solutions. Other critical strengths we see with Textbook Brokers that can leverage to benefit MTSU include their high customer service standards, their proprietary and integrative POS systems, and fully internal IT support division. Textbook Brokers is constantly finding new ways to improve the often painful and arduous book buying experience. They offer helpful programs like textbook rentals and rent now, pay later deals that take a little of the financial burden off already cash-strapped students. They also offer very helpful bookfinding services where they will pull and package your textbooks prior to your arrival, saving students the time and hassle of searching for books and waiting through lines. This level of service is not easily found with current on-campus providers. One of the key strengths we see with Textbook Brokers and that we believe can be used for our strategic development suggestion is their POS and IT systems. With a fully in-house and proprietary POS and IT system, Textbook Brokers can easily adapt to changing on-campus interfaces and can integrate quickly and easily with MTSU's pipeline and D2L services. They can also link their high customer service standards with their proprietary POS system to develop what we think is a creative solution that will further differentiate them from other on-campus providers. While we believe these strengths set them apart, Textbook Brokers does have some inherent weaknesses that we believe can be easily resolved with a few internal strategic developments. We've concluded that their return process can cause some issues with customers who have purchased books from multiple sources. It's difficult for them to identify which book came from which service or which provider and provide the proper return. This is an internal process. We see some room for opportunity. Textbook Brokers also had more negative reviews than we would like to see from former employees. And while this is not uncommon for college employers, but Textbook Brokers' insight to the college demographic, we feel like their performance and employee satisfaction could be improved. So that's a little bit of what I got. I'm going to pass it off now to Johnny. He's going to talk to us about some opportunities and external threats that face Textbook Brokers.
Thank you, Justin. Hello guys, I'm Johnny. As Justin said, I will be talking about opportunities and threats of the Textbook Brokers. So first, we are going to talk a little bit about opportunities. There are several opportunities for Textbook Brokers in the market. Currently, Textbook Broker is off-campus bookstore. However, we believe that one of their biggest opportunity is that they can become on-campus bookstore with their strategy, which is providing textbooks at lower price than the bookstores on campus. So they will help to increase the volume of the sale. We also believe that apparel is another big opportunity if they can cooperate with apparel companies to sell the school apparels at cheaper cost. Then it will definitely attract the students to purchase the apparels. Another opportunity is that they can cooperate with the student housing companies like The Point and Aspen Heights by providing book drop or pickup services. So it is very convenient for the students because they can pick out the books from online store, then it will be by their doors. And I'm gonna move on to threats. And there are also many threats to textbook brokers because there are many competitors holds high percentage of market share. There are many textbook stores that are competitors like Barnes and Nobles. They can bid against them to become one of the on-campus bookstore. Also, there are already a bookstore on campus that has connections with the school professors so that they have all of the required books for the students for each classes. Therefore, the students do not need to look for specific books that are required for classes, and it is very convenient for the students because the only thing they have to bring is their class schedule to the campus bookstore. Also, we believe that textbook brokers are facing challenges from the technology that has been developed. The technology is allowing the students not having to buy the textbooks that they have to carry around anymore. So instead of having to buy physical books, the students have option to purchase the online books or PDF files that has exactly the same materials that contains in the textbook. Also, one of the biggest reasons why online books are more attractive to the student is because it is cheaper than buying physical books. Also, there are competitors like Pearson's, which is known for my math lab, are utilized by many professors, and it is an online program where the professors can assign the assignments. They can be done online. The students are only required to purchase an access code, then the online textbook comes along with it, so the students do not need to buy the separate textbooks. And Justin will come up here again and talk about the recommendations.
Thank you, Johnny. So what we've looked at through textbook brokers from an internal standpoint and an external analysis, as you see here, is we would like to see textbook brokers utilize that high level of customer service standard as well as their integrative and really transformative IT systems. So using that IT resource and their strong social media presence around the colleges that they operate, we'd like to propose that textbook brokers, we create an app that allows a student to scan their schedule and their courses, and it would transpose that into a QR code. The QR code could be easily read by the app and could automatically load their cart with all of the required materials for each course. It would also be available on the Textbook Broker website and their social media page to allow for quick and seamless customer interfacing. Coupling this with the app to combat the long lines at the beginning of the semesters, we would also like to recommend that textbook brokers launch what we want to call a textbook broker kiosk. So from the QR code that was generated from the app, customers can scan that code and automatically load their required materials for each course and pay for them quickly and easily at these kiosks and avoid long lines and the hassles of gathering all the books. From a strategy staffing, the staff would then shift more to a picking. So instead of a customer interaction, since the customers now are interacting with these kiosks to kind of mitigate some of those long wait times, the staff can then shift to a picking strategy that would be efficient for the customer and textbook brokers alike. Thank you.